looking for a one-stop shop with all the information to help about 4K in one place. Fortunately, I knew just where to go, the dock. I chose this launch pad on the dock to show my team because it's got so many options and features. This site has everything you're looking for: an installation wizard, help desk, and vault. It's open 24 hours a day, and it's in a great location. Let's say you're on the job and need fast, up-to-date information about 4K installs, either DirecTV 4K Ready or C61K. Simply hit the launch pad and then pick from 3 great options: the Install Wizard, the Help Desk, or the Vault. The Installation Wizard is a new build and is top of the line. We've got TV info built right in. All the steps for an DirecTV 4K Ready and C61K install right here. Resources, and a step-by-step guide mode for you, all in one. The 4K Wizard comes packed with features. I'm gonna show my team all the amazing benefits of the 4K Wizard. Let's go check it out. First, the Wizard will ask you who made the TV you're working with. Depending on your response of whether it's one of the DirecTV 4K Ready manufacturers, the Wizard will walk you through the appropriate installation path, either DirecTV 4K Ready or C61K. For this demonstration, let's choose a Samsung TV that's DirecTV 4K Ready. After you've selected your TV model and confirm that it's a DirecTV 4K Ready TV, the Wizard will walk you through each step of the install one by one. One of the great things about this Wizard is that it's flexible for each technician's needs. Technicians can choose a walkthrough of each step. They can choose to see a list of steps and select the step they need help with. Or they can use a mixture of step-by-step help and resource links from the dock as needed. Let's head back to the Launchpad homepage. This is our brand new 4K Help Desk. The Help Desk is a one-stop shop of resources for each step in the 4K installation process. We've collected a list of resources to help you with each step in your installation. Now let's take a look at the 4K Vault. Our 4K Vault houses articles that aren't time-sensitive or urgent, but are still very helpful for learning more about 4K. Here you can find the older ISS tip articles and news articles that are no longer hot off the press. That's our Vault, and that's our 4K landing page. My team is going to love this new 4K Launchpad. I can't wait to introduce it to them.
Hi, our next video segment is all about installing the 95 International ODU. Because in many markets there's a low volume of 95 ODU installations, it's helpful to have a refresher of the process. In this segment, you will see and hear step-by-step aligning and peaking instructions with helpful visuals and some quick tips from an experienced trainer. One thing you'll notice, if you haven't installed the 95 ODU in a while, is that the signal meter displays signal-to-noise ratio as a positive number instead of signal power when the aim is configured for a Slimline 3 and 95 or Slimline 5 and 95. If you select the World Direct configuration, the reading will be signal powered, just like with the other ODUs you align and peak. In either case, you're peaking for the highest reading. As with all our installation videos, you can find the video on the dock and UShare.
Here's how to align and peak an international ODU using the AIM. By following these steps, you'll be able to effectively align a 95 International ODU in the most efficient manner. First, ensure you have a clear line of sight at the mounting location by using a compass and inclinometer, and that the direction the ODU should point to is known. The tools you will need for aligning and peaking the ODU are your AIM, a coaxial jumper long enough to comfortably connect your AIM to the ODU, and a 13mm combo wrench. After you've attached the LMB and preset the ODU's tilt and elevation according to the settings in AIM for the zip code, place the ODU on the mast. Using your compass, point the ODU in the azimuth direction. Connect the AIM's ODU port to the 95 LNB output. With the AIM powered up, select Install. Validate account information and zip code, then select ODU type. Select the appropriate ODU setting based on the installation, then press Select. Review the switch type and press Select. On the 95 port connection screen, select Flex 1 and press Select. Verify the information on the Modified Job Setup screen and press Select. Review the information on the Pre-configure ODU screen and press Next. Finally, select the 95 ODU and press Select. Let's step back for a moment to talk about the tilt and why it's so important to preset the tilt according to the value provided by the AIM. The satellite at the 95-degree orbital slot is unique in that it operates on vertical and horizontal polarity rather than circular. The ODU tilt is set for horizontal polarity, where the programming resides. Adjusting the tilt may potentially cause the ODU to be peaked on the vertical polarity signal, receiving carrier signal but no content. To peak the azimuth, use the sweep method to move the ODU left and right slightly to maximize the signal on the meter. Move past the peak and then reverse the direction to the maximum signal. When the signal is maximized, tighten the mounting bolts. To peak the elevation, loosen the elevation bolts. Adjust the reflector up and down, moving past the peak and then reversing to find the maximum reading. When the signal is maximized, tighten the elevation bolts. Press Next on the AIM. As long as your mount is level, your tilt preset will allow you to reach maximum peak. Press Next again. On the EIV at ODU screen, select Run EIV. If passed, fully tighten all hardware to ensure ODU components will not move out of alignment. If you do not pass EIV, check all cables and connection between the meter and the LNB, and repeat the aligning and peaking process. In practice, a 95 International ODU will always be installed in addition to a slimline KAKU ODU and swim module, so the 101 LNB is not typically needed on the 95 International ODU. On a swim installation, connect the coaxial jumper to flex port 1 on the multi-switch. Flex port 2 is not used. The 4 lines from the KAKU ODU attach to the first 4 inputs of the swim module. For more videos and information about the aligning and peaking process, search the doc using keyword AIM.
A couple of things that I've learned during the aligning and peaking. So what I find a lot of students sometimes do is when they grab the dish, they're kind of pulling up on it and they're manipulating the dish more than they need to. All they need to really do is just guide the dish the azimuth direction. Once they lock on, then it's just finding the correct elevation. So that's one thing. They kind of overbend, they catch signal and they think that's where they're at, and as soon as they let go, that's when they drop off a signal. The second thing that I found, and even being a tech myself, is the dish is heavy from the front. So when you lock on a signal, sometimes you have to overcompensate a degree or two before you tighten it down. So before you lock it in place, you might want to raise it a degree or two. You are going to drop in signal, but once you tighten down, it's going to drop right into the place where you want it. Once everything's nice and snug and tightened up, you can just check it just to see if your signal gets higher, if you pull on the right side, or if you pull on the left side, or from the top, or push from the top. If you gain signal, then you know you're not at max peak. There still is optimal signal to gain. So those are just a couple of things that I've seen as a tech, and I've also seen with my new hire classes.
Our next video segment is about the S2 mount, an underused yet very efficient and convenient mount. This video segment is an end-to-end installation demonstration of the S2 mount, and will ensure that you're fully aware of every step for this mounting option, especially to not forget that vital anti-crush sleeve. If you ever need to see this video again, along with any additional installation tips, it can be found on the dock and U-Share by searching keyword S-tube mount. So sit back and enjoy the show.
This video illustrates steps of how to install an S-tube mount and assumes you have already selected your best mounting option and location. It is very important to account for the amount of space needed to eventually mount the antenna on the mast and not interfere with any overhead obstruction such as a soffit or awning of a structure. Using a torpedo level, verify that the corner of the structure where the S-tube mount will be mounted is plumb. The bolts attaching the S-tube should be at least 2 inches away, but not more than 4 inches from the vertical edge of the structure to account for the thickness of siding and sheeting. While holding the S-tube against the mounting surface, mark the location for the top hole and the S-tube by tapping the lag bolt through the hole with a hammer or creating a mark using a pencil. You will be using the 5-inch long by 5/16 diameter bolt for the top hole. Be sure to pre-drill only 2.5 inches deep for the 5-inch lag bolt, leaving about a 1/2 inch of material at the end of the hole for the lag bolt to bite into. Next, pre-drill the hole using a 7/32 inch or 3/16 inch drill bit. Apply silicone sealer to the pre-drilled hole. Mount the S-tube to the structure by inserting the 5-inch lag bolt with a washer, then fastening through the top hole using a drill torque setting that will drive the lag bolt but not cause injury or damage. Tighten the top lag bolt enough so that it is snug, not tight. This will allow for some movement to align the bottom hole. Next, place the magnetic torpedo level on the S-tube to verify that it's plumb and mark the location for the bottom hole. Rotate the S-tube away and pre-drill the bottom hole as you did the top hole. Apply silicone sealer to the pre-drilled hole. Position the S-tube upright and insert the anti-crush tube. Using a drill, fasten the bottom hole using the 5-inch lag bolt with washer through the center of the base slot and the anti-crush tube. Place the torpedo level back on the S-tube to ensure it stays plumb while fully tightening both the top and bottom lag bolts using the 1/2-inch wrench or 1/2-inch socket with ratchet. Attach the U-bolt loosely to the L-bracket using the nuts and washers so that it can slide over the top of the S-tube. Slide this assembly over the top of the S-tube and align at the horizontal section of the S-tube until it comes in contact with the mounting surface. While holding the L-bracket against the structure, place the torpedo level on the top of the L-bracket and mark the lag bolt locations for pre-drilling. Pre-drill the 2 holes to the previous pre-drilling specifications. And apply silicone sealant. Using a drill, install the 3-inch lag bolts with washers to the adjacent wall. The L-bracket must be movable horizontally, so do not tighten the lag bolts all the way. Next, fully tighten the nuts on the U-bolt using the 1/2-inch wrench or 1/2-inch socket and ratchet. Then fully tighten the lag bolts on the L-bracket using the 1/2-inch wrench or 1/2-inch socket and ratchet. The S-tube mount is now ready for ODU installation.